Medusa, the tragic tale of beauty and betrayal. Medusa is one of the most iconic figures in Greek mythology. Known as a monster whose gaze could turn anyone to stone, her story is far more complex than that of a villain. She was once a mortal woman, beautiful and admired, but her life was shaped by betrayal, punishment, and a cruel twist of fate. The Gorgon sisters and Medusa's uniqueness. Medusa was one of the three Gorgon sisters, daughters of the ancient sea deities Phorcys and Ceto. Unlike her sisters, Stheno and Euryale, Medusa was mortal. This made her unique among the Gorgons, but it also made her vulnerable. While her sisters were born with fearsome and monstrous appearances, Medusa was stunningly beautiful. Her golden hair flowed like sunlight, and her kind, gentle demeanor set her apart from her family. Her beauty became both a gift and a curse. Growing up, Medusa often felt isolated. Her sisters, with their monstrous strength and immortality, had little in common with her. Yet Medusa remained kind-hearted and devoted to her faith. She eventually chose to dedicate her life to Athena, goddess of wisdom and war, becoming a priestess in her temple. There, she vowed to live a life of purity and service. Life as Athena's priestess, Medusa flourished in her role as a priestess of Athena. She became known for her devotion and humility, tending to the temple, offering prayers, and assisting those who came to seek the goddess's guidance. Her beauty and piety inspired awe, but it also attracted the attention of many suitors. These admirers came not for the temple or Athena, but for Medusa herself. Her beauty was captivating, and she turned down countless men, reminding them that she was dedicated to Athena and had taken a vow of chastity. Despite Medusa's rejection of their advances, rumors began to spread. Some claimed that her beauty rivaled even that of Athena, an idea that caused whispers among both mortals and gods. Eventually, these tales reached Poseidon, the god of the seas, whose interest in Medusa would forever change her life. Poseidon's obsession. Poseidon was known for his passion and impulsive nature. When he heard of Medusa's beauty, he became determined to have her. Unlike mortals, he was not discouraged by her rejections or vows of chastity. To Poseidon, Medusa was a prize to be claimed. Medusa, devoted to her duties, was unaware of Poseidon's growing obsession. One evening, while she was alone in Athena's temple, Poseidon appeared before her. At first she was confused, believing he had come to worship the goddess. But his intentions became clear when he advanced toward her. Medusa begged him to leave, to respect the sacred space of the temple. But Poseidon did not listen. Overwhelmed by his power, Medusa was unable to stop him. In that moment, the temple of Athena, once her refuge, became the site of her greatest violation, Athena's wrath. When Athena learned of what had happened in her temple, her anger was immense. However, instead of directing her fury toward Poseidon, she blamed Medusa. To Athena, Medusa's beauty had been the cause of the desecration of her sacred space. "You allowed your beauty to tempt him," Athena declared, her voice cold and unyielding. "For this, you shall bear the consequences." Athena cursed Medusa in an act of divine punishment. Her golden hair, once admired by all, transformed into a mass of writhing, venomous snakes. Her delicate features twisted into a monstrous visage, and her gaze became deadly. From that day forward, anyone who looked directly into her eyes would turn to stone. Medusa's life, as she knew it, was over. Banished from society, she fled to a desolate island, burdened by a curse she had not deserved, a life of solitude. Isolated and heartbroken, Medusa lived in exile. Her sorrow eventually turned into anger. She had served Athena faithfully, only to be punished for something she could not control. Her name became synonymous with terror, as tales of her monstrous appearance and deadly gaze spread far and wide. Adventurers and warriors sought her out, hoping to slay her and prove their bravery. But none who entered her lair returned. Medusa, though unwilling to harm others, had no choice but to defend herself. Her home became littered with the stone statues of those who had tried to kill her. Despite her monstrous transformation, Medusa retained her intelligence and her memories of her former life. Alone with her thoughts, she reflected on the injustice of her fate. Her beauty, once her greatest gift, had become her undoing. The hero Perseus. Years later, Medusa's story took another dramatic turn. The young hero Perseus was tasked with retrieving her head as a test of his bravery and skill. Perseus knew that facing Medusa directly would lead to his death, so he sought help from the gods. Athena and Hermes provided him with tools for his mission: a mirrored shield, a sharp sword, winged sandals, and a magical bag to carry her head. Using the shield to see her reflection and avoid her lethal gaze, Perseus crept into her lair. Medusa, unaware of his approach, was resting. With one swift stroke, Perseus severed her head. From her blood sprang two divine beings, Pegasus, the winged horse, and Chrysaor, a golden warrior. These were her children, conceived during her encounter with Poseidon. Medusa's legacy, even in death, Medusa's story was not over. Perseus used her severed head as a weapon, turning his enemies to stone. Eventually, he gifted it to Athena, who placed it on her aegis, a shield she carried into battle, as a symbol of protection and power. Medusa's story is one of injustice and resilience. Though remembered as a monster, she was a victim of divine punishment and a cruel twist of fate. Her beauty, once a source of admiration, became the reason for her suffering. Yet even in her cursed form, she remained strong, defiant, and unforgettable.
If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like and follow for more videos like this. Thank you for watching.